finish this one off strong, boys. She's been a long podcast, but I reckon it's been an awesome podcast. Let's crack on with the questions that people have sent in, and then we will finish off in a blaze of glory with those.
Just a quick one, Shane. I've tagged one tuner this year, so tag it one is complete.
Hit me with your questions.
Why don't you hit us with your questions?
Hit me with your questions.
Fire away!
I reckon we got a shitload of questions tonight, Davey, with their guest on.
Yes, we've covered a few of the ones directed at Richie already, but there's plenty more here. My good wife's actually prompted me to update everyone on mine and yours fitness journey we're undertaking. We're in a pre-season training for some big fish winding coming up. How are you feeling, Joe? I was actually very impressed. You and I did the 6.7K run to Stony Point boat ramp and back, and I was chugging along behind you thinking, that little bastard, he can actually, he's got some stamina.
Yeah. Look.
Well, when was the last time you actually ran, Dave?
About 3 years ago.
Well, that's why.
I did all right, actually.
He was pretty impressive. He goes, Joe, I used to be a runner, and he comes out of his bedroom in his running gear and he's got like the compression leggings going on and stuff. I'm like, shit, I'm not even that professional.
Well, like leg warmers, like he's going to do dancing or something.
That's primarily just to avoid chafing.
Okay. So chafe a lot.
Yeah.
But no, look,
big balls.
Look, long story short, people listen to the podcast. Mate, I love my food. Nice food and nice drink, and it's kind of caught up to me sort of, towards the end of last year. It's just sort of stepped on the scales over Christmas, and I'm like, yep, 90 kilos. Like, holy crap, that's the
nearly a barrel.
Heaviest I've ever been in my life, low energy, not feeling good at all. So, look, just gone back to during COVID, there was one stage where I ran 5Ks a day and just watched what I ate for about 3 months, and were able to quickly sort of strip off about 7 or 8 kilos. So I would like to
for your whole life history there, Joey.
Yeah, no. So yeah, we're gonna run again 5Ks a day, watch what we eat, and see if we can get back down to sort of that low 80 kilos, nice healthy weight, start having some good energy. And I said to Dave, I've got Strava, which is a running app where you can. Anyone wants to
Colin
follow?
Petty wants to see your rig, Joey. So
it's a work in progress. But no, I've got Strava, the running app, and if anyone wants to follow me on Strava, you can follow my runs, and I can follow your runs.
A Win Against Tide run club.
We can make a run club, but I've got Dave. Dave's downloaded Strava, and I wanted to go for a run with Dave. It was a windy night, and I said to him one night, I go, your house to the ramp, how long do you reckon that is? He's like, I reckon about 6Ks. So we ran down Stony Point Road to the pier and back, and we did 6.75 Ks, almost 7 Ks, wasn't it?
Yeah. We did it though.
But we did it. Dave, first time running in 3 years, completed the run. He was absolutely rat shit by the end. I think he stormed inside his house and he lay on his kitchen floor and he said, Joe, pass me my glass. and he filled it up with water, and then he collapsed on the floor, and then he goes, pass me the glass. I passed him his glass full of water, and he just threw the water on his face, huffing and puffing, pantering like a corpse. I wanted to get the chalk and draw around him like the police crime scene movies. And yeah, he was but no, I was happy that he got through that. So yeah, that's what we've been. We love eating and drinking, but we want to keep healthy. Definitely better mindset and better outlook on stuff.
It's an extremely long, detailed answer. Thanks, Joe.
That's all right.
How about you pour us a fine whiskey from Whiskey Club while we finish these questions?
Okay, yeah.
Oh no,
we are running out of time
because he's going to read about a 30-minute.
No, he's not allowed to read anything. Just pour us the whiskey.
No, we're running out of time. So
we're not running out of time. We're not a TV show. People can just stop watching if they're bored. But
okay.
I hope they're not. All right. So Jibba D wants to know, how do we maintain and wash our gear, reels, rods, lures, etc.? I'll start. Adrian's smelling the whiskey. How is it, Adrian?
It's actually really sweet.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's nice. It's a something Dronich or something.
We'll do that in a second. Keep going, Dave.
Okay, personally, I use my gear so much that I probably don't wash it down as well as I should, but I do always give it a nice fresh water rinse. Every couple of trips, I probably spray it with the Seaman anti-salt spray that we use on the boat.
Oh, your own semen?
Yep, works a charm.
Oh, dear.
No, Seaman salt spray, Seaman Marine. It is, Adrian. And my lures, I rinse them in fresh water, and then I spray a silicone spray over the skirts to keep them in good
Oh,
condition.
nice.
About you, Adrian?
Well, I tend to just dump my boat into the factory and say, I'll deal with it tomorrow.
Now, honestly,
And you would have had a look at my tinny today, and I went fishing 2 days ago, and there's still blood everywhere.
I
Yeah,
always wondered
it's not clean. But I did give it a hose off on my gear, because what happens when you do a season of snapper, you get a lot of eagle rays, and you start catching all these bluefin too, and your gears, your washers actually deteriorate.
Compress.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you got to pull them out, re-grease them, and get the drags, nice and smooth again. So I do that once a year.
How do I make my reels stop sounding like pepper grinders?
I'm still yet to figure that out, because I've pulled one of my Stratic CO4s apart, like every little bearing and roller, and greased and oiled and whatever, and it still makes that.
Yeah, I've been told it's everyone says it's the bail arm roller.
Yeah,
But
I've
I
done that.
don't agree with that. Someone else said it's like a drive shaft something washer.
Okay.
So anyway, to be investigated. But yep, that's basically how we maintain our gear. I know Joe does about the same. Gives them a freshwater rinse.
yeah, just fresh water rinse with the garden hose.
Mate,
Yeah,
last time I saw one of your reels, Joe, the braid was packed that loose and tight around itself that it got stuck on itself.
Yeah, it did. We got that fixed up. The good fellas at Complete Angler sorted that out for me. So
That's
All right, I've got a hypothetical. I love hypotheticals. From Lee's
kingfish.
Chill. A 10-kilo King George whiting fight compared to a 10-kilo kingfish. What do you think would go harder?
It's hard to know, because I can't imagine a 10-kilo King George whiting.
Imagine the fillets. They'd be
I
worth
know it's
filleting
a
at that size.
hypothetical question, but I just can't picture it.
I think if kingfish would still fight harder.
I've got a different. I'll take that on a different length. I've been on boats where mates have said to me, Joe, can you ever think if Australian salmon ever grew to 20 kilos, how do you think the fight on them would be?
Oh,
I think it'd be
Joey.
pathetic.
No, well, they get aerial. That's
No,
the good thing about
That's
them.
right. Can you imagine a 20-kilo Australian salmon? Like that would be more like it.
You're right, Adrian. That is a nice sweet whiskey. I'm actually really enjoying that.
So the boys have just got
Oh,
stuck
no, he's got
into.
his-
Don't you dare read that.
I'm not reading all of it, but basically this month's whiskey club, I got it yesterday. It's the Glendronach Cast Strength Batch 11. There we go. We just it's this month's whiskey club. It arrived yesterday, and I've just poured Dave and Adrian a glass. And
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers,
yeah.
Washo.
So
Don't start reading that.
the color of the liquid is deep bronze. The nose of it is mulled cranberry, orange and clove liqueur meld with dark honeyed treacle
Turn his mic off.
on the base of a nutty oak.
It smells like pure gasoline.
The palate is richly spiced.
Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah, so Joey
so-
is no longer live because he kept putting on a voice, and
We did warn you,
Oh, I
Joe.
wanted to do the whiskey connoisseur voice, but that's all right.
Yeah,
You
Wow.
just keep enjoying.
we will. Thank you. I'm so glad that we can turn your mic off. That's a good tip for future episodes, actually, Adrian. Yeah, I think a 10-kilo king would still pull a 10-kilo King Georgie backwards. Personally, they're a muscular beast.
Yep.
Oh, you can't talk. Joe thinks so too.
Am I there?
No, I think you've
King
put your back
George,
on there.
I still think 10-kilo king every day of the week.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
It's a bottom feeding long fish, like the girth of a kingfish will still, even at 10 kilos, it's still going to be thicker than a 10-kilo King George whiting.
Mate, the fight of these meat of kingfish the other day, it just like, whoa, these are serious game fish.
100%.
And they bend you over, pull you under the boat, and they're just an epic fight.
I'll tell you what, the only one thing I could say, maybe a 10-kilo whiting, I'd be thinking maybe a bonefish, something that swims on the flats that they cast flies at. That will probably be your best comparison to closest thing to a 10-kilo King George whiting.
Yeah. It's a single malt.
Yes, it's a single malt.
Yeah, single malt. That one,
Single-
Colin.
That's it.
Yes. There's a lot of questions about where and how to find the kingfish, which we kind of spoke about. Worth looking on any structure.
And drop off current edges as well.
Yeah.
Well, you're seeing them
That's
on the
where I found
surface
the big
as well.
fish on a drop off that had quite a bit of current going off it.
Use your eyes. Look at the ripples on the water. It might not be a salmon school.
Well, yeah, the sounder shots I had on my sounder that day, it basically were these giant big arches like
Yep.
on top of each other. They were insane.
Nice. What do we like chasing more, the kings or the tuna?
Well, we actually don't do a lot of king fishing because it is quite hard. Like me and Dave have done a lot over the years in Western Port, and it is quite tiresome when you go out all the time and just can't get a bite.
Look,
Generally, it's a bit more boring. Like we love the tuna because we can cast top water at them, really. And obviously we just love tuna. But I think if you get on the right kingfish bite and they're a bit more active, then you can't. It's hard to beat. They just pull like freight trains.
look, I like them both, but just the kingfish are really only here for a short amount of time. So, when they're here, we try to hit it as hard as possible because
Joey,
they're gone straight away.
That top water action on the kingies, they pulled like crazy, even though they were only like 70 centimeter fish. But getting that bite on the surface and watching them all just attack it and boom, it was insane.
I can imagine it, and isn't it contrast to these sunning tuna, which are not all over it and fighting each other to get to the popper. So it would have been incredible.
Hang on, guys. We're getting a live alcohol reaction on Dave's face here.
Oh, am I going red?
Yeah. He's
Oh, I really am, aren't I?
he's got an alcohol reaction.
Yeah, I do something where my face goes like beetroot.
I was going to say when Dave first had a sip of it, it looked like he just sipped paint thinners. But
What
he said
is
he's
that?
enjoying
Does
it.
anyone know why? Some
Yeah, you got
alcohols I drink, they just make me go rosy red.
No, it's good. It's good for you. It's getting the blood flowing.
Is it good for the capillaries? Exercises the capillaries, Joe.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's virtually most of the questions that we can really answer. There's a couple more on there, but I feel like we've basically covered mostly everything. And it's been a ripper episode, boys. So good to be back in the studio with you both. And I look forward to seeing you both again next week. And tomorrow night, we've got a video dropping on the channel. Joey's family going
Ooh,
snapper fishing.
Joey.
Oh yeah,
So-
Uncle Tony's been waiting all week for this one. The self-proclaimed snapper king of Pickings Road, Safety Beach, is in competition with about. He's got 4 other neighbours that are avid fishermen as well, and they absolutely just give it to each other of who's the best fisherman in the street. So
And they're probably the only 4 people who actually knows of him as being the snapper king. So
yeah,
quite the hero in his own lunchbox.
no, it's all good.
Not only that, jump on and see me and Joey's whiting adventures, which we put up last week. Bit of
Yes.
catching up to do for everyone.
Yep, that was a great trip. Also,
Still clothes left to be bought as well, people.
You
Got
going to
hoodies
do
and
any
shirts.
more Chinese fishing, Joey?
look, well, Dave and I were saying we'd like to upsize.
Upsize
the
old
whiting.
Chinese fish.
Yeah.
Oh, I can put out one last request. Me and Joe do want to go fishing tomorrow, but now I've
You got some
I need a-
alcohol reaction on your face, and you need medical attention
I
straight away.
require a babysitter for my son Sam in order for me and Joe to go fishing. So I'm sure one of you random fishermen out there would be very trustworthy with an infant, and just send us a message and we'll tee that up so me and Joe can go for a fish.
That would be nice.
Anything else to add, Adrian, before we wrap up?
No, I think that sums it up. We've been going for an hour and 40, and it was a great episode. Well done.
It's very
lads.
hot in here now, by the way.
Oh, I think you need medical attention.
I do. I'm legit burning
Hey,
up.
Joe's poisoned him with this whiskey,
Okay.
and he's given Dave the poison glass.
Finish the show.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
I'm back.
Uh-oh.
Joe
My heart
Gates.
stopped.
Thanks for the mouth to mouth, Joe. Thanks.